Stabilization Wedge Project by Jason and David.
We picked efficiency transport because we believe it'd be cheaper for travelers and it would cut carbon emissions from trucks, cars, and even planes that would enter the atmosphere.
We picked efficiency buildings because it is cheap and efficient. Cutting emissions by 25% in all new and existing residential and commercial buildings would achieve a wedge worth of emissions reduction. It is cheap and everyone would like it.
Pure hydrogen is used today in ammonia fertilizer production and petroleum refining. Today, hydrogen production plants generate about 100 million tons of capturable carbon, but CCS hydrogen is very expensive and is hard to obtain, but will be a great energy source.
Fuel switching energy. One wedge of this would require 1,400 large natural gas plants displacing similar coal electric plants. It would save about 1 billion tons of carbon per year and is very cheap, so everyone would like it.
Conservation transportation. A wedge would be achieved if the number of miles traveled by the world's cars were cut in half. This is a very cheap source of energy and would be liked by all the stakeholders.
Biofuels is when you take plants or corn or anything else and turn it into fuel instead of using petroleum. And one wedge of biofuel savings would require increasing today's global ethanol production by about 12 times and making it sustainable. It's a little more expensive than some choices, but I really think environmental groups will like this one, and so will stakeholders in general.
Forest storage. Forest storage is when you take any land's plants and soils because they contain large amounts of carbon. Halting global deforestation and for 50 years would provide one wedge of emission savings. This is a very valuable source to environmental groups and energy manufacturers.
We can reduce soil carbon content by 1/2 to 1/3 by converting the soil in the way it stores. A wedge of emissions savings could be achieved by applying carbon management strategies to all the world's existing agricultural soils. This is a very cheap option and could be very efficient as well, so I think everyone will be good to go for it.
Our stakeholder opinions. Taxpayers and consumers we gave a 4 because they'd overall benefit from our energy sources because they're pretty much on the cheap side. Energy companies would benefit from this because they're trying to look for a new, cheaper way to convert energy and to use it as a source, and it is also cheap. And environmental groups we gave a 5 because everything that we contributed for energy would go towards the environment.
Manufacturers, would be indifferent about all this because no matter what, they're going to be manufacturing everything. Industrialized country governments will probably be indifferent as well because they just want money and they don't really care about any of this. But developing country governments would actually enjoy our ideas because they're mostly cheap and they're saving our planet, and that's what new countries want to see. Thank you for listening.